Guys, welcome to the channel. Let's go to more videos, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Cowboys' Dak Prescott subtly admits that Jerry Jones screwed Mike McCarthy. If nothing else, the Dallas Cowboys have made the last 5 games of the year interesting. There's something to be said for that, given they were 3-8 not too long ago. While the playoffs remain a pipe dream, there is suddenly discourse about Mike McCarthy potentially saving his job. Jerry Jones stirred the pot last week on 105.3 The Fan when he said crazier things have happened than giving McCarthy an extension. That came after Cowboys legend Troy Aikman gave McCarthy a loud endorsement while calling Monday Night Football for ESPN. Another legendary quarterback, Tom Brady, followed Aikman's lead on Thanksgiving, calling McCarthy a great coach and leader of men. While Jones might not care much for Brady's input, he absolutely cares what Aikman thinks. Well, what about his current quarterback, Dak Prescott? Prescott has defended McCarthy throughout his Dallas tenure. He echoed that to Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports on Tuesday and stated he wants McCarthy back. What caught everyone's attention, though, was how the always measured Prescott concluded that statement. Dak Prescott wants Mike McCarthy to coach the Cowboys in 2025. I believe in him wholeheartedly, Prescott told Epstein. I don't want to necessarily get into the nuts and the screws of it all obviously, but I think he definitely deserves a chance, another contract and a chance to coach this team amongst more influence. On his terms may be a good way to say it. Cowboys fans know how calculated and cautious Prescott is when he speaks. Regardless of the subject matter, Dak knows whatever he says will generate headlines. That he said McCarthy deserves another year with the Cowboys on his terms is very, very noteworthy. There could be 2 meanings behind that. Either Prescott understands that Dallas injuries put McCarthy in an impossible position. Or, the front office intentionally sabotaged the 2024 season to get its salary cap ducks in a row. It can't be argued that injuries derailed Dallas' season. Beyond losing Prescott for the year, the team played without Darren Bland for 10 games, Micah Parsons for 4 games, DeMarcus Lawrence for 6 games, and counting, Zach Martin and Trayvon Diggs for 2 games, and Brandon Cooks for 5 games. Not many teams would overcome losing that much high-end talent, and the Cowboys were not equipped to do so. Not even close. That brings us to the front office, which ranked dead last with $20.13 million spent in the offseason, per over the cap. The Titans ranked first with $323.84 million, money spent, and the Saints ranked 31st with $30.925 million. Dallas came in last all by themselves. Even if the Cowboys managed to stay relatively healthy, they were not winning 12 games again. The front office didn't do enough to improve at running back, nose tackle or wide receiver and started 2 new faces, both rookies, on the offensive line. This all isn't to say that McCarthy has covered himself in glory as a head coach, but it has been apparent for a while that Jerry Jones viewed 2024 as a reset or soft rebuild before potentially going his version of all-in in 2025. With all of the hurdles McCarthy has had to climb in 2024, most courtesy of his own front office, Prescott isn't crazy to think he deserves another year. Cowboys reveal horrible Zach Martin news that could be career-ending. This is not the way the legendary Zach Martin wanted to go out, but his surgery may end his illustrious Dallas Cowboys career. Frisco, the Dallas Cowboys enter Week 14 in a critical position, hosting the Cincinnati Bengals at AT&T Stadium on Monday night. And now they will be doing it without the help of Zach Martin. This week, this year, and maybe forever. Riding a 2-game winning streak, Dallas aims to maintain momentum in their playoff push despite sitting at 5-7, trailing the 8-5 Washington Commanders in the NFC East standings. Injuries continue to challenge the Cowboys, but the team remains determined to make a statement and stifle the Bengals' high-flying offense. They will not get help from the future Hall of Fame guard, however, as on Thursday head coach Mike McCarthy announced here inside the Star that the iconic perennial Pro Bowler Martin will undergo season-ending ankle surgery. Going into this year, the standout lineman had missed just 11 games in 11 years due to injury. But as of this moment, the former first-round pick out of Notre Dame has been sidelined with injuries to both ankles and to his shoulder. All along, Martin, 34, was contemplating retirement after this season. But obviously this is not the way he wanted to go out. "He's gonna be missed," said McCarthy of the nine-time All-Pro. "We're not gonna replace Zach Martin, by any means. He brings so much to the team and the team culture. We all recognize what kind of player he's been here in Dallas, but the type of person he is, people gravitate to him. His leadership, he'll definitely be missed in that area." The Cowboys have been using young journeyman Brock Hoffman and TJ Bass as fill-in guards, and they have been adequate. But Martin may be the best guard of his generation, unfeasible shoes. Meanwhile, defensive injuries loom large for Dallas as they prepare to face the NFL's leading passing offense. Cornerback Trayvon Diggs has been sidelined with groin and knee issues, leaving a significant gap in the secondary. While Darren Bland's recent return has bolstered the unit, the loss of Josh Butler in last week's game against the New York Giants adds another hurdle. The timing couldn't be more critical as the Cowboys prepare to face the Bengals' top-tier receiving corps, led by Ja'Marr Chase. Chase leads the league with 1,142 receiving yards and 13 touchdowns on 79 receptions. Opposite him, T. Higgins, though quieter this season, remains a capable threat with 558 yards and 5 touchdowns. Dallas ranks number 13 in passing defense, allowing an average of 212.1 yards per game, while Cincinnati tops the league with 264.3 passing yards per contest. The Cowboys' ability to stifle the Bengals' air attack will be pivotal in deciding the game's outcome. Whatever Dallas is able to accomplish on defense and on offense, they will now have to do it without one of the greatest players in franchise history in Zach Martin. CeeDee Lamb injury update: Dallas Cowboys star's shoulder still causing issues. Dallas Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb is still being bothered by his shoulder injury, and it will prohibit him from being a full participant in practice. Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb aggravated a nagging shoulder injury in the team's Week 13 win over the division rival New York Giants on Thanksgiving Day. As the team ramps up its preparations for a Week 14 showdown with the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football, the injury continues to linger. Lamb is still feeling discomfort from the injury, which was originally a sprained AC joint suffered in Week 9 against the Atlanta Falcons, and he will be limited in practice on Thursday. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy shared the news when speaking to reporters. This season, Lamb ranks second in the NFL in catches with 79, piling up 880 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. He will look to add to that number against the Cincinnati Bengals in Week 14 on Monday Night Football. Lamb is a major part of the Cowboys' offense, so having him on the field is crucial to maximizing the team's chances at picking up a third straight win. The Cowboys and Bengals face off on Monday, December 9th, at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. The game will also stream on Disney Plus with a special Simpsons broadcast. Mike McCarthy responds to Dak Prescott's comments about Cowboys' future. The conversation surrounding Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy has shifted drastically. Entering the year, many considered McCarthy to be a lame duck head coach. Just a few weeks ago, Cowboys owner Jerry Jones criticized the team's play calling and offensive schemes during a radio appearance. This week, with the team on a 2-game winning streak, he refused to close the door on a potential contract extension for McCarthy. Then, star quarterback Dak Prescott campaigned for McCarthy to get another shot during an interview with Yahoo Sports. One of the interesting parts of Prescott's comments was the signal caller saying McCarthy deserved an opportunity to coach this team amongst more influence. On his terms. On his terms was perceived by many to be a jab at Jerry Jones. McCarthy was asked about Prescott's comments on Wednesday and shared his thoughts on what the star quarterback had to say. When asked about the on his terms comment, McCarthy downplayed the idea that he did not have direct influence. An endorsement from Dak Prescott could go a very long way with Jerry Jones, so if the Cowboys can string together a few more wins, the head coaching drama is going to be at an all-time high. There will be plenty of high-profile coaching candidates this offseason, but the Cowboys could end up staying away from the market, something no one would have ever fathomed in early November. And you fans? What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments.